Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Noita, where, check it out, this, I think, is what's at the bottom of the frozen vault. More specifically, I think it's at the bottom right of the frozen vault, because if you look over here, I dug through from that tunnel that I dug up near the lake, and there's a lot of stuff on this elevation. You have to go right past it. So I think we're in the bottom right corner. We're just going to dig up and grab this and then drop back into our tunnel. I see no reason to engage with the enemies in the frozen vault at all. Sure, Noita's a fun video game, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna, play it. Does it seem shinier in here than it does in the other ones? Secrets of otherworldly life have been unlocked to you, except I cannot pick up summon tentacle. What does this one say? Thence is born a spirit white as snow, and another spirit red as blood, which two spirits are contained in a third hidden thing. You know, just come with some stuff. I put him in some stuff. Should we pick this up? I don't know, man. That's volume 2. At some point, I guess I should go back and try to combine all the text that we found and see if it looks like it's actually giving us instructions or advice or anything. But, one of the tablets is just an extended Monty Python reference, so it's hard to know if that's actually going to be a thing. Is it the case that we are in the bottom right corner? No, okay, we're kind of in the middle of the bottom level. I guess there's just a lot of enemies. I don't like these enemies, and I refuse to engage with them. We're going to leave. So here's my plan now. We still have a whole bunch of stuff to investigate. I wonder if this is a good time to try the cloudscape, because we've never really done that. Now we know the location of another orb. And you could totally fight your way through here, right? These are recognizable enemies. We are familiar with these guys. It's not like this is some kind of terrible, inconquerable madness. This is a thing we could do. But it would cost HP, and I don't wanna. It's hard to get a good run going. I don't want to risk it. So, we have a couple of mysteries left. Like I said, I'd really love to use that lava to blood spell to turn a bunch of lava into a bunch of blood. It's probably not a mind-blowing revelation. That's the thing you would do with that. And we do have, of course, a couple of places now where that seems like it would be a good idea. By the way, I'm just taking you out here to show you how much digging I had to do. We were way below the surface. The lake is extremely deep. And it is a great big, inverted pyramid shape, it looks like. It took me a long, long time to do this. Was it faster than actually, progressing slowly through this area and fighting stuff? Honestly, this probably took longer than that would have, is my guess. But here we go. Yeah, so I want to do that. We could go back to the tower. We could go back to... There is that wizard area in the middle of the cavern below the desert. I'm sort of thinking that might be where we go. Obviously, we have some problems with our weapons not being totally ideal for wizard fighting. But thanks to the pinpointer, at least the glowing lance covers a pretty decent distance now. Oh, okay. Well, I damaged the ice here in the lake. But I think basically anything we do, except going up to the cloudscape, which we could do at the left wall, anything we do we'd want to go right for. I'm trying to think. We have a lot of options. I should have made a decision about this before starting the recording, but I was right there at that orb. I wanted to show you the orb. We do have fire immunity, so I suppose we could go get the essence of fire. Maybe that's a thing that would be worth doing. I feel like it causes constant explosions, though. I would also want to have explosion immunity before I tried to do anything with that. And we don't even know what they're for. The other thing I was kind of thinking about is, what if we descend back down to the lake tunnel, and then we just go for it, right? If we dig a little insertion spot, like the first one that we did, right next to, horizontally, as close as possible to the pyramid in the question mark room, and then we just go sideways fast and dig an air hole up into the brickwork, which we should be able to do, because I'm reasonably certain that the luminous drill does destroy brickwork. Then we could just get back out the same way, right? So I wonder. I am real curious what that essence would do. Like, the essence of water could do a bunch of different things. It might let you breathe underwater, I guess, but they've been mostly very dangerous. So I'm guessing it, like, produces a liquid constantly. I bet it constantly emits poison or something. Because if it constantly emit water, that would be basically almost entirely positive. And although I guess if it constantly emit water and you didn't have the ability to breathe underwater, the degree to which that's positive depends a lot on how quickly you're moving. Because you could absolutely just flood areas. We could... What else could we do? I want to do new stuff. We could go fight Alchemist boss. We could go fight the jump scare boss. But I don't think that those things are necessarily valuable. Boy, it's going to be a little bit of a walk. But I think I want to check out the cavern under the desert. I think we're well outfitted. Do we have light? We do have light. Okay, that'll help. That area is real spooky. That plus the luminous drill should make it actually not that difficult to explore there. I don't remember what is down here. This is just drops you into the frozen vault or wasteland. Yeah, it just has an upper entrance. Well, now that's interesting. We do have a wand or two that I wouldn't mind losing. Let's go see what that is. And of course, in the way that we do things, why would I use an open passage when I could just not do that? So if we're gonna enter the desert cavern thing, I think actually probably the best way to do that is just to go over to the desert on the surface and drop down. It's gonna take me a while of moving around, but y'all don't have to be present for most of that. If we try to go down the way we went, if we try to go down and come at it mostly sideways, we're gonna take a bunch of damage. And HP is like one of the most valuable resources in the game. It's the thing that's actually a real nightmare to restore. Okay. So when you cast one of these, the deal with a timer spells is that they cast the next thing at the end of the timer, right? And we certainly don't need a bunch of bombs. Is he going to do it? Is he going to come over here? Because if he tries to come over here, I will just cut him in half. Okay. Ew. How long am I going to have this trail of tentacles? Man. Okay, one by one they're fading. I mean, I guess it's cool. I don't really know what to make of that. So, is it that each one of them is attacking... It's like the first one fires out, and then after that, each one of them tries to attack the point that I fired them from? Is that what's happening? That's a weird behavior. A weird behavior that I feel like is not usually going to be useful. So, we're going to have to cross the tree. We can take another look at those pillars. And try to divine what they might have been telling us. Yeah, let's climb up the tree on camera. I guess we could cut through the tree, too. Have we ever tried that? Have we ever explored what is through the tree? Because, like, the stuff that I normally use to cut things at the very beginning of the series, before I knew stuff about stuff, didn't work, and I was just like, this tree is basically uncuttable. But now we have the magic of Luminous Drill. Let's investigate the tree. Let's spend a few moments here doing some basic tree surgery. And then I'll cut out the part where I have to dive through 10 minutes of completely vertical desert nonsense before we can get to where we're going. I also think it's really weird that there are just these floating masses of stuff, just matter, in the air. I did carve through a couple of them off camera on various runs, and they don't seem to have anything inside. They're just material. They're just floating garbage. The whole game, I don't want to blow your minds here, maybe you haven't noticed. The whole game's kind of strange. There's a weirdness to it, for sure. Is there supposed to be a big cliff? Or is this just... Actually, this is just the world gen making a snowman. It generated two of those... What happened here? Huh. I think it just generated two of those weird orbs of material right on top of each other. I get it. Listen. I live in a place where it does snow quite a lot during the winter, or at least it used to. It snows less now, which is a thing I try constantly not to be worried about. But I get it. If you are confronted with a large quantity of snow, it's extremely hard to not want to build things out of it. Just that human Lego urge kicks in, and you're just like, I could make a thing. I could make a thing, and nobody could stop me. Okay, we're going to try carving a hole in this tree. Is it okay to go through the tree? Now we gotta remember, we gotta be careful about the scary monsters that nearly killed me coming down off the tree last time we were up at the top of it. Because I remember that. I remember being so upset about that run being ruined by the fact that we took like 400 damage all at once from a bunch of guys shooting acid orb at me. As far as I can tell, you can't become acid immune. We've not seen a perk for that yet. The tree's quite thick, though, right? Like, when we walked across the top of it, it was a walk. There's got to be enough room up there for all of those broken pillars and the calliope, so... It's not a calliope. I'm pretty sure it's like a recording device. I don't think it's actually producing those tones, because some of them make music that it seems unlikely that they are generating live with mechanical parts. I do love this wand, though. This is a very, very effective luminous drill. You can do a couple of passes on stuff, on harder materials, but this is one of the better luminous drill wands we've ever had. It's just a shame that 475 mana per second, I think it's per second, is not enough. We still need to actually get into that spell lab mod that I was talking about and play around with that. There's probably still a bunch of stuff about the function of... Ow! Asshole. Well, I mean, worm blood, though. Drink up. Love worm blood. There are worms living in the tree. Oh, that's the cursed gold. Okay, so we're almost through. And this was not terribly useful. I wonder if that's the worm from the wiggling egg. Does it just hatch by itself if you leave it for long enough? I guess it might. Thank God for Luminous Drill, right? It doesn't matter if you only do 10 damage per hit, if you're also doing 1,000 hits per second. Alright, so I guess we're still going to fly up to the top. We'll take a quick look at the pillars. So I do not remember what they said, but it'll be something for me to mull over while I'm doing all of the desert digging. Oh, and you know what? It's beneficial for us to go over there anyway, because we don't have the orbs of true knowledge that are in the surface world to the right, because I didn't have a way up there on this run. We just never had a wand or any levitation or anything that were capable of getting us to where we were going. Alright, so let's just do this, and then I guess we'll fly up and we'll create some little ledges for ourselves. I'll just massacre the side of this tree. I'm sure that couldn't possibly have any negative outcomes. That's even more wiggling eggs. And, oh, okay, I didn't know it was going to spawn them. I was trying to prevent those things from spawning. Okay, so there's a second nest partway up. That's good information. So yeah, Orb of True Knowledge. This is different than it was, isn't it? Oh. Also, fungus is growing up here. Was that true before? Hold on a second. I think that I have a thought. Let me double check something, though. Hey, the internet. Could you help me out with what are the alchemical elemental symbols? Oh no, it's like a recipe. This is a webpage that wants to tell me a whole story about the author's involvement with the occult before it just shows me the... There we go. Why do people do this? Why is the internet like this? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's earth and fire. And that's the dragon. And that's the alchemy ghost. And this could be the jump scare boss. I mean, it doesn't actually look like that, but it did definitely have skulls inside of it. It just had a bunch of them. Maybe these aren't instructions then. Maybe this is tracking something. Maybe this is tracking what we've done. Because these were definitely all the same height before, right? This only had one piece and this only had one piece. So, yeah, maybe what's actually happening here is it's tracking what we've done. We've now touched 2 elemental essences, and we've killed 3 of the bosses that are considered important enough for this pillar to care about them. And that... I don't know what that would be. Is that just like... have ever gotten any orbs at all, maybe? That seems like a weird... Yeah, maybe. And I don't know what this is. Is a wheel with spokes also an alchemy thing? There's a lot of the symbols in alchemy are circles. That's for sure. Right, gold is a circle with a dot in it. I think salt is a circle with a line through the middle. Something like that. Oh my god, this page I found is garbage. It is useless. But yeah, okay. And then the 2 pillars that just don't have any images on them, maybe they're just tracking stuff we haven't done yet? Okay, well, in a sense, that's like... In a sense, I think we now have some idea what's going on with these, and that's a relief. But also, if it really is just tracking our progress on certain things, I guess I'm sort of disappointed that it's not a mystery to solve. I like to solve a mystery, you know? Okay. I am not going to allow some basic-ass level 1 enemies to deal 400 damage to me. It's not going to happen. How do we deal with that? The big problem is they hit you well before you can see them, and the first hit guaranteed the other hits last time, right? We got hit and we entered that, like, stunned state. So I guess the thing to do is to fall... like, really close to the edge here? Give me foresight. The gift of foresight. Yeah, I'm going to stay real close to the tree so that we're not falling into their line of attack. But they only spawn sometimes, right? Oh, no, okay, here's guys. Ah, this time I have the high ground. What's that like? Would that pop, please? So maybe they always spawn if you... Maybe it's like you go high enough in the tree, because like we had them spawn on us once really early on. It might have been even in the first series, like right after the game hit early access. But I remember that happening and it being a terrible shock. Come on. We all know you're going to do it. Let's just get it over with. That sucks, though. It sucks that they just do a thing. Like, that's not a real danger to you if you're ready for it at all. It's just so you can't come down from the thing, like, without having to be tense the whole time. It's just like, it's unpleasant for the sake of unpleasantness. Alright, this should be no problem. Well, you know, without levitation... Am I going to be able to fly up high enough to grab this thing? Like, you can get pretty close to the bottom. We just have to drill out the space underneath the orb. Yeah, that works. Okay. Also, it's real hard to see. You get a lot of snow blindness when you're full of worm blood. So we're going to end up at 365... 100 HP under our max health, but also with a hut. So we're going to have a fair amount of health to go exploring the terrifying wizard area. Yep, and as always, we're picking up orbs, and every time we touch one, it makes lots of scary noises. Fish, what are you doing? Get in the water. Here, they're a little confused. Sorry. was trying to dig you a... There we go. A way back over to the real water. Sorry, fish. You know, I'm not an indiscriminate murderer. Most of my murders are revenge or prevenge. Both of which are fine. Those are justifications. Let's not pass moral judgment on whether they're good, but they're certainly justifications. So, do we want to also grab... We could probably grab the Orb of True Knowledge that's right below the sand cave, right? I guess another thing we could do is we could get the one that's near the lava pool and just fight the boss that comes out. I do think I want to have lava to blood before we do that, though, just so we can clear everything up in one. It's just one of these. I was gonna say there's certainly dirt coming down. Yeah, all right. I think what I'll do is I'll go grab the one that's on top of the pyramid and then dig down through the desert into that big weird cave. I'll try to sneak in and grab the sand cave orb on the way down, and then I'll just bring you back when I've discovered Wizard Town. So, back in a moment. I guess a bit of a pattern is developing here, but we're not where I said we were going to be. Here's the thing. I went ahead and I grabbed the orb in the sand cave, and the one above the pyramid. You can see we're at 5 now. Decent amount of max HP, a little bit less current HP than I had before, though, because look at all this cursed rock. So we are, at this point, I believe, directly underneath the pyramid. I went to the sand cave, or I went to the pyramid, I dug downward, I dug around the edge of the sand cave, grabbed the orb, and then dug pretty much straight down from there, and pretty quickly, actually, hit a big floor of cursed rock. Now that's curious, right? We know that that's not... We've been below the desert, we know what's down there, and it's not this. So check this out. I dug to the right, and I dug to the left, and it's actually like a big rectangle. It's a big rectangle of cursed rock. At this point, I have dug all the way around the perimeter. It's quite large, and there's also something curious over here on the right side. Let me see if I can get down here. By the way, you'll see some of my blood here and there. The cursed rock, yeah, that's a great example. The cursed rock does not just damage you when you touch it. It damages you when you get too close to it, right? And sometimes it feels like it reaches out through a considerable amount of rock to catch you. And if you take damage from the cursed rock, you bleed, like, everywhere. So I definitely have made a mess of some of these tunnels. Hopefully, y'all are getting an impression here of the scale that we're talking about. But somewhere down here, somewhere down on the right side... I really did think we were going to get to it faster than this. It's hard to gauge time and distance when you're just digging through rock. I'll be real curious what the run duration says when we finally die. Which I guess is sort of an expectation of defeat kind of attitude. When we die and or win, be real curious what the thing says. But down here somewhere, I swear to you, 10, 15,000 feet down, maybe. We're gonna find a thing, and it's gonna be real curious. Yep, there's if you step right here, you start bleeding real fast. Ah. Oh, interesting. I can't get it to say it again. Well, this is a great big block of water. We're gonna walk around it a little bit here. When I initially dropped into it, it actually said entered water. So it's a named biome called water. This tunnel, out to the right, I don't remember exactly how far, but fairly far, leads to... Actually, I guess not that far. Leads to that under the desert cavern space, the procedurally generated space. I had to fight some lightning-throwing demons over here. No damage from them, just damage from walking too close to rocks. So we are, like, inside of the desert cavern space, but... Yeah, there's just this big square of water called water. And I sort of want to punch a hole in it and then descend down and see if there's something going on in there. Because there almost has to be, right? But it butts right up against the cursed rock, and then this continues leftward for a very considerable distance and then right back up. Like I said, it's a big rectangle. It's definitely taller than it is wide, for sure. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and punch a hole in the bottom of this. So I'm just kind of curious. Alright, and then let's not be here anymore. We'll just drain this a little bit, and we'll drop down. We'll punch ourselves a hole in the top right here, so we're not too close to the cursed rock. Because I'm just really curious what this is about. All of a sudden, this is a thing of this run, is just finding these huge bodies of water and having no idea what to do with them. So, anything? I mean, if there is something, it's probably either in the middle or it's up against the cursed rock, right? But we can't approach safely. There must be some way to breathe underwater. Aside from the underwater breathing perk, I mean. Right? There's gotta be. That's not ideal. Well, I mean, whatever. I can go down. You know what? Screw it. This tunnel's gonna fill at this rate anyway. Let's just expedite that process a little bit. Let that drain out. We'll just I'll take the left tunnel downward when I go downward. I guess I didn't actually verify whether the left tunnel leads out into below the desert cave space, but it must, right? I don't like it. Look at it. Look at it menacingly giving off rock at us. Yeah, there must be some kind of way that I don't know about to breathe underwater that's more common than the breathe underwater perk, right? Because there must be something in here. Why else would there be this huge amount of... Why else would there be a whole named biome just sitting here called water? Although at this point, I gotta wonder, hold on a second. Let's descend next to it. Right, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how far down did we actually see when we went under enough to drown just now? Okay, let's cut another one of these little holes here. We'll try descending, starting at a slightly lower point. I mean, it doesn't look like anything. I need a way to properly breathe underwater. Okay, I'm gonna go back and continue mapping. Like I said, probably using the shaft that goes down the left side of this block. But this is just a very weird thing. Like, something's in there, right? This isn't just a rectangle of cursed rock. There's something inside of this. But I don't have any idea. And the rock has reminded me several times that you can't just go through, even if you could find a way to drop through cursed rock. Even if we dug a vertical shaft from the top of this thing downward with like black holes, it would have to be pretty wide in order for you to fall through it without just being torn to pieces by the cursed aura. And who knows if that would even work. It may well be that the background behind cursed rock also deals damage to you. But there's something in here. There's gotta be. It's possible that it's a thing you teleport into, right? This game's big on portals. It might be like you find a magic eye somewhere, and it teleports you to something. I don't know. You know, I had a thought. And while I was working on my thought, I realized something here. So you're gonna see the output of my thought, the fruits of my thoughting, in just a moment. But I guess I wasn't really looking at this before. I didn't notice this like weird hard-edged background that is in the water. This is very strange. The way this game uses background elements is really weird. And I think probably a lot of what it is, the weirdness that we've been experiencing, is that they did not set this up for people to be crawling around in the walls to quite the degree that I do. Again, I don't know if anybody else plays Noita this way. I'm sure most people don't. So maybe it's only weird, you only see the seams if you're trying to find the seams, but the way that the seams manifest is actually really unsettling, and it creates a really interesting tone for exploration. Like, I always feel like the hair on the back of my neck is standing up while I'm digging around out here. Anyway, I realized we can absolutely just drain the water. I think I was in a mind space based on how difficult it would have been to drain the lake, where I was like, well, we'll put it in the tunnel and we'll just see if the water level lowers a little bit. But we have this massive procedurally generated cavern out there, right? Like, we could actually drain this. So I went and I dug us a big old funnel that dumps out into the big room at the bottom, and we're just going to open this up and make it possible to enter that space and see if there's anything actually going on in there. Now, obviously, it's still going to take a while to drain. Difficult to force myself out the bottom of that. Yeah, I guess the smart thing to do would have been to, carve a little ledge to stand on and then cut things away over here. Alright, now the bottleneck is this part. Remember, I was just talking about how the smart thing to do might have been to... There we go. Cut myself a little place to stand to finish getting rid of all this noise. Alright. So that'll do that. And this tube here runs all the way out into the big room. Now, I still have some questions about the big room. I mean, we all saw that through at least part of that room, the floor is cursed rock. And once upon a time, I thought, okay, well, so the whole bottom of this is cursed rock. That's how the world works. That's the edges. Now, after everything we've seen, I am more inclined to investigate that. Because it turns out that what I thought the rules of the world were don't really bear much resemblance to what the rules of the world actually are. And I think we're just going to kind of float here at the surface while this drains. And just look around through the middle and the especially close to the cursed rock wall here. I think there's some chance that this is really not draining very quickly. I think there's some chance that this water conceals an entrance to this big block of cursed rock. There might be a gap large enough to walk through, maybe even with some floor that's made out of something less toxic. But if not, I mean, there's got to be something here, right? There's not just a biome called the water for no reason. It's weird for the developers to have gone to the trouble of putting in a whole extra biome, the whole bunch of water. It's weird for them to have gone to the trouble of calling it the water, like actually attaching a tag to it that a player could see. Boy, this is acting like it's evening out. Is it not draining anymore? Huh. Well, there's no way. You know how long it took me to dig that tunnel? There is no way. Now it's flowing again. I think we might be running into a problem here of, the game cannot possibly keep track of the physics of the whole world, right? Not all at once, because it would not be able to run on a home computer. So I think what happens is, if things are more than a certain distance away from you, they stop simulating, right? I'm wondering if we're running into that problem. Because, we've definitely entered situations where all of a sudden the simulation has created an unstable situation, but if the simulation was running the whole time, that situation would have resolved long before we arrived. So we're just going to dig on down parallel to this tunnel, more or less. Less for the moment, I guess. We're going to have a look. It may be that our presence is necessary for the water to keep flowing. We've never seen, a water stone, have we? This is the thing I was thinking about a little bit while I was digging. I'm fairly sure we've never... There are fire stones and there are electric stones. I was just thinking about immunities. Right, like... Here we go. We got close enough, and the water at the bottom started falling again. There are things in the game world that clearly you are expected to have certain immunities to deal with, right? Like, the essence of Earth is not a thing that's trivial to move around, unless you have explosion immunity, the essence of fire, etc. Assuming that you are expected to have fire immunity to get the essence of fire to do whatever it's, you know, take it wherever you're supposed to take it. They give you some tools for this, right? There's a fire immunity perk, but there's also the fire stone. And if it turns out that there's an essence of electricity, or I guess the essence of air could be lightning related, right? That's not like totally out of theme. If there's something like that, then you got the electric immunity perk and you also got the electric stone. But would they really expect you to have just one particular perk to get to the essence that's deep underwater? I'm wondering if there's a secondary way of, like, if there's a stone that you can hold it and it makes you not drown, it, like, constantly emits water instead of fire or electricity and it makes you not drown, or, you know, something like that. Because, again, otherwise, how are you supposed to ensure you can get one particular perk on any particular run? And we don't necessarily need the water level to fall all the way, but I do need it to fall enough that we can dive near the cursed rock face and actually see far enough down that I'm satisfied that... Never mind, apparently we have. There's just nothing, huh? Yeah. Just nothing. Well, that's very strange. So I did some more digging. First of all, I dug left from the cursed rock block and found more of that great big under-the-desert cavern space. So, we saw this before. I mean, this is what I figured happened, but it was hard to be certain of things because of the fact that we got hit with the teleport bolt. But, like, I think it's the desert, the under-the-desert cave space is really, really tall and really, really wide, and it's vertically bisected by this big layer of rock. And at the height of the Wizard's Den, which is where we have passed into now, it's open on both sides. There are entrances into the scary Wizard Den. And above that, it's just extremely dense rock all the way up to the sand caves. And in the middle of that pillar of rock there, we have whatever's in that cursed rock. And then also the water, for some reason, out to the side. And I'm not really sure what to make of that. But here we are in the Wizard's Den. I found it. And, I mean, I'm inclined to avoid entering it directly. You can see I had a little bit of a situation down here. I killed an enemy, and then I killed one of those devil guys, and the lava that it was made of zipped upward and rolled down, and I had to make some quick moves to not get annihilated. I mean, whatever. Like, you know, obviously, the fire itself is not a problem. So I'm debating just digging all the way around. The thing is, we probably won't be able to dig all the way around because we know, like I was saying, that there's darkness and openings on the left and the right. So if we're looking for something in here, it might be down or it might be like dead center. It's actually really tough to know. But I think it is probably the case that our best chance to get a real answer, at least, comes from digging around the edges of this thing. Or maybe staying inside of it, but near the edges, so that we can quickly bounce out if we need to. Let's go down inside. Now, obviously, some of the enemies in here can be a little terrifying. I was kind of hoping, like, when we move around, it seems like the light sort of grows with us. I was kind of hoping that the light created by the... hi! I was kind of hoping the light created by the javelins would remain. Those areas would remain lit up. Apparently, no such luck. Being fire immune makes dealing with those guys way easier. Dog wizard. Ah, shit. Stood in lava. Well, so did he. Now, see, this is a magical temple, so when I dropped down into that, it said entered Wizard's Den. That's different. That's not the same thing as a magical temple, apparently. I mean, which one of them is... I don't want to say better exactly, but you know what I mean. Like, which one of them is more consequential? I hate this. I hate the darkness so much. Okay, maybe we are just going to go dig around the edges. We do have the healing hut in case of emergency, but also I hate this. Long-range enemies who can see in the dark versus me who cannot. Like, what if we just stayed out here? What if I just refused to engage with the game mechanics at all, ever? And look at this, like, out here, we're 3 inches outside the thing, and it's already so much easier to see, even though we are encased in rock. So this is going to take us all the way to the edges, though. It's not necessarily going to get us a lot of information. Do it, come on. He knows I'm up here. Just a little closer, just a little closer. You can tell he knows. You think those are eyes or teeth? I mean, it's the wrong number for either of them. I'm not sure which one I think would be more spooky. A ghost with lots of teeth is pretty spooky. I saw Channel Zero. I know what's up. Although I guess that thing, it was not really a ghost, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be real slow going. I mean, like, okay. We've been lots of places that are called Magical Temple. It's occurring to me that maybe we're doing this in the wrong direction. We've been in places that are called Magical Temples before. We've only... like, the Wizard's Den is probably more significant, and this area over here is the Wizard's Den. I think this is sort of the middle. The tunnel here, it, like, digs... I dug down into the right for a while, and then down into the left for a while, so we're probably pretty close to the center. Let's maybe take it this way instead. Let's see what's over here. Okay, that... I got jump scared. I'm stuck, man. I got stuck on like one little pixel of dirt or something, so I couldn't move left or right. I just froze right the hell up when that electric ball spawned for the first time. Oh no, I do not know where our foe has gotten off to. There he is. Never mind, I found him. Damn it. I'm extremely good at firing around this guy. There's a considerable amount of inaccuracy on the wand, too. So even if I fire in the same place twice, sometimes it'll go above him and sometimes it'll go below him. Where'd he go? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm happy to at least have the light on the projectiles. But yeah, we take much more, and we're gonna have to throw down that hut. I do actually wow, what is going on over there? Oh, there was a wizard. Something has a wand over there. I think, based on what we're seeing, it's casting that spell that makes the mushrooms that explode into thorns. No knockback means we gotta kill. I do see gold. Yep. What is that? Makes a projectile turn toward your foes. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if I think that that's valuable. You know what we didn't try is the tentacles. Get them, tentacles. Wow. That's an outcome. It is not clear to me what is transpiring at the moment. Get him? Oh, my computer does not love the number of tentacles that it is having to math right now. I don't think that thing's taking damage. Okay, tentacle swatted my projectile away. Yep, that's happening. We're just gonna have to hang out here for a second until reality comes back together a little bit. Okay, don't cast the tentacle wand. It seems to be the source of some sort of non-Euclidean nightmare. So the tentacles are, yeah, they hit projectiles. Oh, he's gonna be casting fungus at us now. So yeah, it seems like the tentacles... I don't know... The tentacle has a damage value on it, doesn't it? No, it does not. No, it does not. Maybe it doesn't harm people. Because they were definitely stunning that guy, but okay. Alright, well. Guess we're doing this now. Maybe all they do is knockback? Get him, tentacles. I can't tell what's happening. How could anybody tell what's happening here? I really wish that the areas that were lit up by our thing stayed lit the same as the areas we'd been inside of. Or that we had all-seeing eye, although... Actually, there's a good chance it wouldn't even work here, right? Because I don't think it works in the, We tried all-seeing eye in the dark cave west of the mines, and it didn't work, right? Pretty sure that's true. Well, that's interesting. What's that? Is that a wand? A wand just in the brickwork sparking? It was. I killed it. I killed it with violence. Okay. Thunder Charge, some other stuff. Always casts Bubbly Bounce, which I do think is cool. I do not think that this wand is a winner. Okay, that's big. That's sludge, not acid, right? Yeah. Huh. I hate these tentacles. I wish that I had not fired the tentacle wand. So sometimes there are just wands in the walls? I guess. That's a thing. Got him. Don't like it. Don't like the way he has inclined himself toward us. It makes me very nervous. Don't like the noises. Don't like anything about the whole situation, really. Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't know. I don't know what we're looking for, and I don't know if I'm being silly by trying to go toward the center, or... I wish I had any idea. Wish I had any idea what we were looking for. And I'm so jumpy in here. We still got that, though. Still got that going for us. I mean, if we can move around inside the brickwork, we should, right? It's a good way of getting a little bit more vision of areas, because we can, like, see the edges of rooms while having a safe place to retreat to in case of. I don't know, part of me thinks that maybe I should just bail out and try to pursue... I really wish these tentacles would retract. They're creeping me out so much. Hey, does concentrated mana actually glow? No, it's brightly colored, but it's not producing light, I don't think. Nope. Well, that's a shame. But yeah, like I was saying, part of me thinks that I should just bail out of here and go do the hard work of getting to the altar below, or the temple below the jungle, so that we can make some room to pick up lava to blood. Ow. That really hurt. And then making it to the place below that, so I can actually put lava to blood in a wand, and then going to the lava. Because it's not every day that you find the lava to blood spell. You know, we can't guarantee that that's going to happen on any particular run. I'm gonna maybe set up our house here. I love you, healing bolts. Okay. That was a lot of health. Those things are really nice. But also, we're here right now, right? And the curiosity is definitely a little bit killing me. I'll tell you what, if we get low again, we can try it because of the fact that, I'll try something here. Because of the fact that entering one of those areas would also give us a health refill. We have a pretty safe path to retreat. Go get health, do part of that process, and then come back down here later. I really, really like fighting a guy who is using glowing lances from above him. That feels very unfair to me. He's still down there. He wants this. He just can't... Now he can't figure out how to hit us. He's going to, though. He's going to catch me right across the face with it the moment I show myself down there. So, more spooky masks. Okay, that spooky mask is definitely in a separate room. Oh, God. Again, jump scare. Like, very real jump scare stuff here. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate being in this place. Okay. Whew. Alright, we gotta come down here a little bit. We gotta lure them forward, whoever they are. Oh, they're coming. So, I mean, the essence to power thing is definitely doing damage, right? We're seeing 50s on these guys, and that is definitely, or at least on that guy, we're seeing 50s. That's definitely not what it's supposed to do. Protective perks temporarily disabled. Okay, not a big deal, not a big deal. See if we can get them coated with acid a little bit, maybe? How you like that? You guys dead? No, you're fine. That's good. Erode your cover. Oh, shit. Fuck, shit. Ow. Also, damn, did I mention? Okay, one of them's dead. Yeah, the one with the glowing lances can definitely fire the glowing lances all the way up here. So that's not great. Not a good idea to trade blows. Not really what you want. Is that the one that was fighting us? I thought he went off this way. He did. Yeah, like... Okay, this is... we're bailing. This is just non-violent. You can't fight in here. You can't see. And they can see you just fine from an infinite distance away. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Okay, at 164, I think we still have enough health to make it to another place where we could, refill our health. So I guess from here, the best way to do that would be to just dig up and then left. I don't exactly know where we are relative to... damn it. Where we are relative to the biomes, like in a vertical sense. But we can do this and get ourselves over to the desert area. Or to the big cave under the desert. The area that the game calls the desert. And then from there, I can dig through the rock wall back to the biomes, and we can just sort of figure out where we are once we're close. Which is, again, going to be kind of a long trip. But I sure would love to get back to that big eye and do some lava to blood nonsense. Oh! Also, I was going to say something here on camera, because I was talking to my friend last night. I was apprising a friend of mine of all the... This is not what I was expecting. Apprising a friend of mine of all the wild stuff that I have been finding. And I realized something. I had a thought about the eye and the hourglass. I'm wondering if putting teleportation in the hourglass might be how you do the thing, because while I was talking to my friend about eyes and eye-shaped rooms and weird statues with glowy spiral eyes and whatnot, I remembered that there are eyes filled with teleportation underneath the portals, the big purple portals that lead to the Holy Mountain, right? So maybe this is very curious. Why is there more space here? So maybe teleportation plus eye is how portals work? You know, if we're gonna pretend that there are any consistent physical laws in this place. So I would like to, on a future run, if we have the opportunity, bring some teleportation to that hourglass and see if putting it in the hourglass does anything. Or maybe, I mean, that's the only container there, so that's what I'm thinking. Maybe you can't actually put it in the eye, unlike those buried eyes under the portals. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just jumping at visual similarities here. I was not expecting this. How high does this go? Turns out maybe this spooky dark area is a lot larger than I thought. Okay, and here we have another wand in the wall. That it moved, by the way. It was trying to move around. It has bomb cart. Summons a self-propelled minecart filled with explosives. Well, that sounds like fun. Do we want to get rid of tentacle wand for this, maybe? Like, it's not a great wand. That aside, probably not. It does do 400 damage. It seems really interesting, but I have a hard time imagining that it's actually good as a projectile, because I'm sure it's very heavy. You know what? I am going to take it over acid wand. The acid wand isn't doing anything for us. Let's just... I would love to not be seeing that right now. If we could just... It's actually making it really hard for me to see where I need to dig. There we go. So like I said, I did dig all the way across the bottom of the, What is this? That's very strange. But I did dig all the way across the bottom of the cursed rock rectangle, so I know that this can't extend all the way up. Why is there just normal rock in the middle of it? Something very strange. Something very strange is happening here. I mean, this shape, these like rounded rock shapes just look like the desert area. At some point here, we should encounter my tunnel, but I think it's quite a ways up. I sort of want to keep digging until I do, though. In part just to make sure that I'm not misapprehending where we are, somehow. I mean, it could be a while, though. Oh, I wish I had a zoom out or a map function or something. I really wish that there was a mini-map that keeps track of just the areas that you've seen on the current run. tell me where I am in relation to those things, because, boy, I missed that. That feature is... I didn't realize how incredibly comforting it is to have, in addition to its actual, like, mechanical utility. Until I started playing this game and exploring for hours in the dark wall. Alright, hold on. If we're going to keep going up, we should be doing it close enough to the wall that we can still see through here. I mean, are we seeing any more... No, okay. The light out here is normal. So yeah, we are outside of the spooky area. Don't like it. Don't like the noises. Don't like that. Don't like the various energies emanating from things here. We're gonna stay inside the wall this time. Huh, okay, just alchemy skeleton. Interesting. Well, I mean, sure, I'll take their money. Just want the gold. Ah, I may have killed the gold. No, no. You stay back. Punch a big hole in your face and then set you on fire from the inside, apparently. I'd be lying if I said it was the plan, but it is apparently what I am doing. So here's just an entrance. Okay, so this area is like a block. It's not a tower. I think we knew that before. I think we had seen a vertical entrance before. So that's interesting. That does mean that almost certainly anything of value that is contained within that is going to be, like, in the center, right? Or maybe on the bottom, I suppose? I might try to hit this guy with a bomb cart. Huh. I didn't realize it was going to multicast. Oh, it just doesn't work. Oh, yeah, right. It has the, it has that quantum superposition modifier, right? Well, I have had an effect. I did some stuff, and then things happened. The Noita story. Okay, finally. I mean, we may as well get the money if we're talking about going potentially back to a holy mountain. We can actually use these dollars for something. I'm hearing sound down there that makes me think that somebody has a wand. We could slowly, I suppose, lure all of the enemies out of the area via this doorway and make it safer. But let's maybe just actually find our way out of here. Oh, hey. You're not a guy that's supposed to be just hanging out here. He must have come out another entrance in the ghost area. Damn it. I have to keep guessing how much the projectile is going to fire out at a weird angle. Ow. Yeah, I let that happen. This is actually quite wide. Okay, here we've got rock again. And this is just extremely dense rock. So we don't know for sure what's below this then. That's probably a thing worth examining, right? So when we found the cursed rock below, we must have been below where we are now. And this is the cursed rock. This is the dense rock that will lead us back to, you know, the actual video game. Yeah, well. I mean, I gotta know, right? We'll just stay on the wall. We'll be fine. We'll be fine if we stay in the wall. There's no way this could possibly be my curiosity leading me to death. Because that's not a thing that happens. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I think, dig over here to the side and pause and look at the clock and then reconsider. Okay, you know what? I think we have to call it for today, unfortunately. We are at the threshold here of some actual new information, and I apologize. I apologize in advance for the suspense, but you know how you can banish that suspense. Come right back here tomorrow when we will definitely see, at the very least, what the outline of the Spooky Wizard Lab looks like, and then we're going to have some decisions to make. And we'll see you then.